Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay cast from the South Korean ladder 2024. We have once again an interesting engagement here in between the two pro players. Let me just start by introducing the players to you guys as we have spawned here in the lower left in the teal. It is Flash with his AK, his barcode AK right here with the W behind, and his opponent here in the lower right in the brown. It is also a numeric account here, so also a AK-free here from a South Korean pro. Could be a very interesting game here. Once again, they're spawning on the sandy beautiful map here, which I've casted many games here onto this channel. And yeah, we do have of course the production tab here. Once again on the upper left part we see of course the build orders for the players as the Protoss decides here to open up with a casual pylon quite next to his gas. Let's just see if it's going to be once again this triangle build order from the Protoss. Very nice setup if it's going to be this. And yeah, Flash of course continues with his supply depot once again next to his minerals, leaving a small gap here for his SCV to be out microed. Sorry, for his SCV to be microed out of danger in case there's going to be an early aggression by the Protoss. So I believe this is a 3 spawning location map. We have the continuation here with a gateway for the Protoss. Flash also preparing the barracks once again next to the command center to also leave a gap. So the pretty standard open up here for the Terran, and quite interesting indeed. The Protoss once again is creating this triangle here. Perhaps to give him more power, to give him more awareness here. Very rare sight indeed, as many Protosses really like to create this triangle of power here. And yeah, let's just see what's going to happen here, what the next steps are going to be. Quite a short replay, as you can see from the time, around 12-minute marks. Is it once going to be a timing push by Terran, as he's shown us in previous replays? Quite deadly pushes by him, as he's already moving out here with his SCV at the 1 minute and 50-second mark to scout out the map. I believe the same can be said here by the Protoss. He's actually just placing a pylon here to give more protection towards his expansion point. So yeah, no intentions yet to expand by both players. We have the cybernetics core here for the Protoss, so of course it's going to be Dragoons for him early on. Very strong unit to have early on against the Marines. This will of course force the Terran very likely to go into some mech units. And there we have indeed the first factory here by Flash, with another supply depot right here. So pretty standard stuff early on, nothing out of the ordinary yet. The only perhaps small advantage here by Flash is the fact that he is scouting the map. The Protoss actually decides to wait for the arriving scouting SCV, not decides to move out yet. Does some gas mining. I believe Flash did mine some gas for his factory, and now he just pretty much cancelled the gas mining here, as the SCV has passed the island right there. Just scouting here the main, sees that of course a pretty normal build order here for the Protoss. Perhaps going to try to stay and see if it's going to be a robotics facility bay very soon being made, even attacking here the Nexus a little bit. However, the Protoss already moving out with his Dragoon, perhaps to inflict some early damage, but Flash of course very cautiously placing here a bunker in order to give protection towards his own expansion right here. So slowly but steadily we're closing towards the 5-minute mark. We don't have a major engagement yet, pretty standard stuff like I told you. What exactly is going to happen here into this fast game, as the Protoss is now moving forward. I believe he will also start his upgrade soon for the Dragoons. There we even have the Vulture. So no, it's actually a robotics facility bay by him, so he might try to be aggressive early on. He might try to do some pushes, to do some drops with some shuttles, with some reavers. We might even see some Dark Templars. It could be very interesting to see for him go for some Dark Templars in the mid-map. We do have the add-on here for Flash and a starport, interesting enough. So perhaps Flash thinking about a robotics facility bay by his opponent, and his reaction very nicely here with a starport, given the fact that one Vrace can of course gun down the shuttle with the reaver. So it could be a very important sniping here for Flash versus the opponent. So indeed a very interesting early game. There is finally the range for the Dragoons. More and more Dragoons are getting produced here by the Protoss, as he's nicely securing his expansion point, nicely spreading them out. I believe he's going to wait a little bit, given the fact that Flash has of course some Vultures out, so the mines will of course be deadly early on. We see an observatory by the Protoss, but we also see the first shuttle getting produced here by him. So this could be indeed an early shuttle gameplay here with a drop towards the main from Flash. However, I don't see the support bay here yet for the Protoss. Only see the observatory getting made. It is finally getting done, and the shuttle actually getting produced here by the Protoss. Perhaps he's going to do a drop with some Dragoons early on. Could be a possibility for him. We do have just a small stalemate on the map. Flash just nicely placing some mines here onto the map, just allowing his economy to flourish here. And now even going for another upgrade. It's going to be speed for him, and he's actually also going for a dropship, interesting enough. So no race by him, straight into dropship. What a interesting build order by him. There we have the observer getting produced here by the Protoss, and there is his late support base. So it's not going to be quite a fast river drop, and it's going to be very interesting to see what exactly the Flash is going to be doing here with his dropship as it is getting produced. It's very likely going to be a drop with some vultures, I believe, straight into the main here from the Protoss, given the fact that it's not that well defended. Actually, all of the units here for the Protoss are pretty far out onto the map. So this is the clumped up together vultures that wait for the dropship to arrive. There it is, and this could be quite deadly here versus the Protoss. This could actually even be the winning move here by Flash, but the Protoss is nicely sensing that something is wrong, sending here out a Dragoon, even creating a wall off. So he's knowing the timing of course, and there is the drop by Flash, but it looks like the Protoss nicely is being prepared for that. Flash is going to try of course to hurry up and snipe some probes here, but right now the vultures are pretty much getting gunned down very nicely, and I believe the observer also played a very important part here, as there was vision for the Protoss in order to take out the vultures. Luckily here for Flash he didn't lose the dropship, but this mission right here was a complete failure by him. Only some mines here in the front, keeping the Protoss at bay. More expansions are getting produced here actually for the Protoss, as now I believe it's time for the Protoss to react. However, if he decides to move out, there is no speed getting done here for the shuttle, and we do have a race getting produced here by Flash. So this could be quite also a deadly mission here by the Protoss if he decides to move out. He actually decides to play it more safe here and investing into his expansion, but of course Flash did scout this with the vultures, with the fast moving vultures, and could it be once again a timing push by him? We're about to find out what exactly is going to happen here as the stalemate continues. The mines are also nicely out on the map. The observer gives more vision here, and the Protoss actually are deciding to move out yet to attack the economy from the Terran. We have weapons on, we have siege tank ability that has been done. More factories at home here for Flash. Currently he's at 2, but he's placing another one. And yeah, let's just see who is going to be the one first attacking. In the meantime, the Protoss just pretty much clearing a couple of mines here. So pretty standard stuff like I told you. Flash perhaps has to react given the fact that the Protoss has his second expansion out. He's actually deciding to expand for his own, so playing very safe, not deciding to invest heavily into more factories, into more units. And there we have weapons on for the Protoss and speed for the shuttle. But yeah, it's a very nice strategic gameplay here by both players. Perhaps they know each other, and perhaps we will be going into a very nice macro game here by both players. Let's see, there is a movement out by Flash, but I believe he's just pretty much going to secure his expansion point right here as he's moving out with his tanks, with his vulture. And yeah, let's have a look what's going to happen. The Protoss also slowly but steadily pushing here forward, clearing some mines, showing his presence onto the map, as slowly but steadily we closing towards the 10-minute mark. Flash having perhaps more army supply than his opponent. Worker wise, the Protoss has many more workers, but it looks like Flash is going to be played very safe. He actually has 2 raids now, so he really is expecting a drop to be happening very soon, creating many turrets here. And to his home base, he even has actually no turrets right here, but then again his expansion point is looking pretty much secured, as the Protoss actually deciding to invest into yet another expansion. Quite a greedy gameplay, and finally we have yet another move out here by Flash, but there is even a cannon here at home for the Protoss. The vultures are taking more and more damage, and in the end there's 60 workers remaining here for the Protoss, as another not that very... Actually it was a good drop attempt here by Flash, but there's a great wall of here, a nice SimCity build order here by the Protoss, pretty much giving great protection towards his probes right here. Very nicely done, even a cannon into the middle just in case some vultures are sneaking here forward. And yeah, with that, the Protoss with a quite great defensive gameplay, and at the same time a nice macro oriented game here by him, as he's placing nexus after nexus. So in case Flash has satellite comm, but he doesn't, would of course scan this area right here, and this would of course ring some alarm bells for him, given the fact that if this game continues like this, the Protoss will of course have the upper hand in the late game. His economy is going to be pretty much overwhelm the Terran. With that, what exactly is going to happen here as the Protoss actually reaches now 66 workers versus the 54 here from Flash. This is going to be perhaps a timing push, we're about to find out, but it looks like Flash is playing very safe, even creating a wall off towards his tanks right here. Let's check his main once again. Many units for him. More factories are getting produced here by him. He's closing towards having 8 factories right here, as we even have more gateways getting produced here for the Protoss. And now speed lags has only started right now at around the 10-minute and 30-second mark. So very late speed lags, of course, given the fact that the Protoss has heavily invested into his economy, into his expansions all over the map. And who's going to be the one attacking first, as some Dragoons will be guarding here the move out with the probes. So Flash, interesting enough, giving great freedom here towards his opponent, just allowing him to move out. Very interesting stuff by him. Perhaps he's just focusing onto his macro game. Perhaps he just wants to clump up as many units together as he can, allowing the Protoss to invest into his expansion, but then of course relying onto his deadly timing push out. Weapons 1 should of course be done by him. Even having 2 Wraiths in the air, very important to snipe the counter shuttles by the opponent. So let's just see what's going to happen. It looks like Flash indeed is going to be the one moving out first, but the Observer is nicely picking up the movement here by his opponent. In the meantime, we also have a dropship, but however it's empty here, perhaps just to be used as a scouting dropship. As yeah, there comes the push by Flash with the vultures in the front. The Protoss, however, also having a nice army, and importantly for him, speed for the Zealots is about to get finished. So we have the movement here forward by Flash, also many tanks, and you even see the GG now out here for the Protoss. So quite an interesting move by him. Perhaps he was scared by this fake dropship right here. So very nice mind game by the opponent, by Flash actually showing his dropship right here. An empty dropship, interesting enough, but of course as the movement would have, as the timing push would have continued here, this dropship could have easily picked up 2 vultures and just pretty much inflicted massive amounts of damage towards the economy right here. So a very interesting GG out here, quite an early GG out. The Protoss deciding to pretty much give up here. Interesting decision here. I don't know who this numeric barcode is, but yeah, perhaps he has his calculations. He knows of course how deadly the Terran timing push can be early on, and with that Flash is able to take a convincing game, scaring his opponent away with some tanks, with some vultures here in the front. Quite interesting stuff. Let's just check. Sadly we didn't see a big fight, so that's perhaps a little bit of a not such a good thing, but it would have been great to see all of those tanks reacting against the Dragoons, against the Zealots and the Protoss. Perhaps he was tired, perhaps he's a little bit sick with that, just giving up here. I believe the dropship in the at the 12 o'clock position also plays a very important role, as perhaps the Protoss saw the dropship, he was like already ready to give up, given the fact that just 4 vultures, 2 vultures for each expansion up there would have been quite deadly versus the economy, and the tanks of course with the weapons 1 upgrade also very strong against the Protoss Dragoons and Zealot. Still a very interesting game, quite nicely done here by Flash, scaring his opponent away, perhaps with a important mind game with a empty dropship at the upper part of the map. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be trying to cast as many Flash games as possible. It's your host Tommy, signing out.